So I'm reading something interesting this morning. You know, there's certain police departments and government, you know, local, whatever governments are totally against the Second Amendment, right to bear arms. So, for example, like New York, trying to pass all these damn, you know, anti-gun laws and gun measures. Some of the gun companies are actually fighting back and saying, well, if you're going to not allow citizens to have guns, then we are no longer selling you and your police departments, of course, weapons. If you're not going to let the citizens have them, we don't want to do business with you. Go somewhere else. I love it. It says, stop at the stop sign. You know, one car just went by me. Of course, the whole time I've been driving. Since New York State enacted its restrictive gun laws, many manufacturers have sent the state and other governments and other states a message. If local governments are going to severely restrict the ability of citizens to own these guns, then these companies will not be selling to law enforcement in those areas. Among those gun manufacturers sending that message, there is Olympus Arms Inc., LaRue Tactical, EFI, which is Extreme Firepower LLC, York Arms, Templar Custom, and believe it or not, Cheaper Than Dirt. It was actually posted on Glenn Beck's website of all places, the Blaze or whatever. I love it. I absolutely love it, because number one, our, you know, law enforcement and military for the most part, but for this purpose, law enforcement, they all have American-made weapons. I don't think they're even allowed, if they wanted to get a foreign weapon. For example, like the sheriff's office in, you know, Florida, Tampa, Florida. They, you know, when the deputy gets, you know, properly certified and trained by the department to use an assault rifle, the only one they can have is an AR-15. Different brands, but nonetheless an AR-15. That's the American assault rifle. You can't go buy those in Russia or some other country. They are American-made assault rifles that shoot the .223. There might be some other ones out there in other countries, but I've never run across a law enforcement agency in this country that used them. It was always American-made stuff. So if these American-made gun manufacturers are saying, hey, we're sick and tired of it, you damn government, you politician bastards, that's it. You want to play that way? We'll play the same way, because we also have the right to do business with whoever we want to do business with. So if you're restricting law-abiding citizens the right to have and bear arms, then by God, you're not going to have any arms, because we won't sell them to you. I'm actually shocked that Cheaper Than Dirt, of all places, jumped on that bandwagon. But I like that because they do have really good prices and they are a massive, especially ammunition seller. When it comes to all the companies that sell, man, it's Cheaper Than Dirt. One of the, you know, pretty large one. So, I mean, all I can say is I love it. I absolutely love it. That's how they fight back. You just make them irrelevant. You don't have to stand up and, you know, pick up a gun and go fight. I mean, it may end up leading that way because that's the way history shows it always goes, but maybe we can find a different way of doing it this time and do something like this. You want to play games like that? Government, local government, whatever? We'll play it right back. And the arms industry is just basically fighting back for us, which again, I love it. It's non-violent, it's peaceful, it's a protest, if you will. A little more active protest. That's my kind of protest. Standing with a sign saying, hey government, I don't appreciate you screwing with my gun rights. Yeah, they call that a protest, but in O.J. Snip 4's book, that's not really a protest. What they are doing in these firearms places, that's a protest. So little update. Just want to share that with you. Heading back to the, or not back to it, but this morning heading to the restaurant over there in Clifton, Tennessee. We're getting real close to having that place zipped up and starting to do some practice cooking. Some pizzas, barbecue, of course, all that stuff. You know, we got to get you, number one, where a lot of that stuff works off of gas and not electric, so we got to get used to, you know, working with gas and that kind of thing, and getting our cook times. And you know, we're using, there's actually a local butcher, but my boss has been buying a bunch of stuff from them, like personally for his house, and he's like, man, these cuts are just, this butcher just is not, man, I'm really not happy with what he's doing, you know. And I thought for a minute he was like butchering local stuff, but it may appear that he's buying, you know, buying orders of it from whatever company, Cisco or whoever, and you know, simply chopping it and repackaging it, whatever, making his cuts and selling it. Not sure, but I think it's not really a meat quality issue as it is a whoever the hell is cutting it quality, you know, the way he's doing it kind of thing. And twice now, my boss has only been there like 3 times, and twice he's like, yeah, man, not looking too good with this this butcher down there. And we were kind of looking forward to that, thinking it'd be all local stuff, but I don't think it's all local stuff. I think anyone local is probably taking something to him, they butcher it, and then they get it back, you know, pay him a fee or whatever. But anyways, we're gonna probably end up using Cisco ourselves, but they've got a bunch of different lines of like quality meat and stuff. And from what I've done research on from Cisco, is their like internal Q&A department is above, well above and beyond the FDA, what they consider good, ready to go meats and that kind of thing. They're really strict on some of that stuff, and hopefully that's a good thing, because I think that's gonna be our main vendor. But we were gonna go up to Nashville. They were gonna show us like this kind of, not gonna say a warehouse, but a what would it be? Just a facility where they're gonna cook it, basically, is all I can say. A facility where they're gonna cook it and let you, in other words, we give them our menu and they kind of look it over and say, okay, well, when you come in next Friday, we're gonna have all the stuff that you'd probably need to fulfill this menu, little pieces of samples of it, that kind of thing. And then that kind of got canceled. They were too busy. They were already, all of February was completely taken. So they're like, well, he's like, I know you guys are ready to open the 1st of March. So he's like, maybe we'll just take the items and bring them to your place at the restaurant and cook them there. And my boss and I were like, you know, that's probably not a bad idea, because we'd like to see how it tastes, you know, with us cooking it at our place. And so that's a good thing. But man, we're about another, maybe a couple of weeks at best away from opening. So once we finally get that place ready, you know, looking real good and sharp, I'll take some video and show you around. I think you're gonna like it. Take care.